On the day Christian McCaffrey signs an extension, can you even name what Carolina has used those picks to acquire on behalf of getting Christian McCaffrey? Where it is not even a doubt that the Niners got a grand slam trade.
Well, since Willard likes to dog us all the time during the crossover, I'll say this. Remember that Chicago game when they lost in the monsoon? And I thought, I didn't think Trey Lance looked horrible in that game. But one of my biggest takeaways was damn, they need a running back. Elijah Mitchell got hurt, and their running game was non-existent.
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson Jr., he had that one Patriots game during the COVID year, during the pandemic year, but they need a running back. And they don't need a running back. They don't need a running back. How do we feel about McCaffrey now? You can't even name the players or the picks that Carolina used for that guy. And now he gets the extension at $19 million per?
No, I can. They basically took all those picks and acquired one guy, DJ Johnson, for Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is a first ballot Hall of Fame talent. So the Niners traded a second, a third, and a fourth. And basically Carolina walked away with all those picks. And what did they have? One linebacker, DJ Johnson, who none of us even know. DJ Johnson could have the greatest linebacker season of all time. And every Niner fan would say, yeah, we got the better end of that deal. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. I mean,
Christian McCaffrey is one of the greatest midseason trades of all time.
No, it is one of the greatest midseason trades of all time. You remember the excitement we had the day they traded for Chris, and nobody wants to give us credit. Everybody wants to talk about us. They were all over Trey Lance. What happened when we brought up Christian McCaffrey? Said they need to go get Christian McCaffrey. Oh, they don't need a running back. Christian McCaffrey, he's always hurt. Well, he had over 400 touches last year, one Offensive Player of the Year. And without him, you don't average 30 points a game. And so he gets a 2-year, $38 million extension. It creates $7.6 million in cap space, and he's under contract through 2027 at the age of 31. What a home run for the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, he's the highest paid running back, and he should be the highest paid running back in the NFL. 1,459 rushing yards, 2,023 scrimmage yards, 21 touchdowns. You know what? Enough of the Giants. We'll talk to Fleming about the Giants, and we'll voice our frustrations with him. We'll try our best with him because we know Fleming is in a tough spot, and that's our guy. And we could get a little outrageous sometimes, but let's talk about a winning organization. The audacity of Giants fans telling me that they've had a more successful decade because the Niners haven't won the Super Bowl. Miss me with that. Ratings tank in sports radio when you talk Giants. Those are just facts. All right? When you talk Giants all day long, why do you think the station snatched the other station and became the sports leader? Why do you think 95.7 The Game became the Bay station? Because we don't talk about losers. We talk about winners. So let's talk about the 49ers. It wasn't
talking about Darren Ruff, that's for sure.
Darren Ruff, Mike Yastrzemski. Now I got people telling me, boy, wait till Lamont Wade Jr. gets back. I like Lamont Wade Jr. He's a brother. I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him. But we're out here talking about Lamont Wade Jr. is going to save the day.
I mean, in a division with Freddie Freeman, Christian Walker. I mean, come on. And then you look around Atlanta. They've got Matt Olson. And I like Lamont Wade Jr. But look around the first base production around the league, and he is one of their better players. But it's also telling as to where they're at.
Right. You could say what the Niners have won though, but they've been highly successful. How many primetime games do the 49ers get now? Huh?
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
I mean, they're one of the marquee franchises in sports.
So, this Christian McCaffrey deal. Now, are you surprised it got done in the manner that it got done?
Well,
this is interesting. We haven't seen them give extensions out in June.
Yeah, he's also the best player. Outside of Bosa, you're talking about one of the best players the Niners have on their team without a question.
He is the best player on the team.
I think so, too. I do too. And also, if I go ethos of the team, the how does Kyle Shanahan want to play? I don't know. Run the ball down your throat and check down. That's literally, this is the greatest run the ball down your throat, check down player since Marshall Faulk.
Do you understand what he's done with the Niners?
Give me the numbers.
In 22 total games with San Francisco.
This is regular season.
Regular season. Could be playoffs too. This is Schefter's tweet. McCaffrey has totaled 2,711 rushing yards.
Wow.
1,241 receiving yards, and 39 total touchdowns. Let me read that again.
22 games, 39 touchdowns?
39 touchdowns in 22 games, 2,711 rushing yards, 1,241 receiving yards. almost told the boys this morning, I was thinking about them driving in. I said, I just want to hear the Stanford highlights. And then I want to get to the Niner highlights. I just want to play a montage of Christian McCaffrey highlights. Throwing touchdown passes, running for touchdown passes, catching screen passes, running Texas routes, running swing routes. Wow, what about the run in Pittsburgh to start the season with Brandon Ayuk blocking downfield, 75-yard touchdown run in week number 1 to end the game and early in the third quarter? And they break him off.
I just... Frank Gore ran for 64 touchdowns with the Niners and caught 11.
This guy's got 39 and 20.
Is McCaffrey going to beat that in the next 2 years?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I hold Frank Gore in the highest of regard as a player for what he represents, his career path, the way he went about his business, what he represented on loser teams, embracing the Harbaugh era, never getting the ring, which sucks. I didn't think we'd see a running back that I would love more than Frank Gore, and yet Christian McCaffrey shows up, and it's no disrespect to Frank Gore even at all, but I'm like, oh, I'm watching the best 49er running back of all time. And I'm not disrespecting Roger Craig. I'm not disrespecting Joe the Jet Perry or Jimmy John, any of John Henry Johnson, excuse me. I'm not disrespecting any of the legends.
Hugh McElhaney.
Ken Willard.
Hugh McElhaney.
Hugh McElhaney's another one. Christian McCaffrey is the greatest talent to play running back for the 49ers. Now, I don't know if his career will end up being the best career in a 49er uniform because Frank put together unbelievable numbers.
He wins one Super Bowl, and we're going to put him up there. His number will probably get retired.
Wow.
That's how great this guy is.
I mean, he's that good.
That's how great this guy is. And I feel disrespectful. I feel like I was disrespecting him because in college I said, boy, this is the white Reggie Bush.
No, he's way better.
No. Listen. In college, Reggie Bush was the truth.
No doubt.
But I'm disrespectful in terms of, no. He's Christian McCaffrey, CMC. We're going to be comparing black and white running backs to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I shared some Marshall Faulk highlights earlier today on my Instagram at San Diego State. He was cooking up USC. He ran for 242, 3 touchdowns. It's just Marshall Faulk just doing what Marshall Faulk does. Christian McCaffrey's Marshall Faulk. I mean, this guy, Marshall Faulk did everything. Line up in the slot. I mean, they played a highlight. I saw a highlight a couple of weeks ago where he's in the Georgia Dome against the Falcons, lined up in the slot, caught a quick slant like it was Jerry Rice, and it was off to the races. And John Madden on the call was like, this is what you can do with Marshall Faulk. You can play wide receiver. He was like, Marshall Faulk's probably a top 5 wide receiver in the game, and he's a running back.
Don't you feel the same way about McCaffrey?
Exactly where I'm going. That's who Christian McCaffrey is. He's got hands. Now, the fumble in the Super Bowl hurt, but he battled. He bounced back. And he hated it. Trust me. He still blames himself for that. You saw him after the game. But let's hear from Christian McCaffrey on getting the extension done.
Business is business. It's part of this game. Both sides were mutually very respectful the whole time, and just proud and happy that we got something done.
And then he takes a moment to thank his teammates.
I really appreciate the players on the team. I think, anytime you sign an extension, obviously you're individually really happy, but then you also have to think about the other guys on the team who have helped you get there and who are a big part of your individual success. So I really, I'm very thankful that I'm on a team with guys like that, with a great staff, just an overall great organization, takes care of the players. And so I've had nothing but an amazing experience in my time here, and I'm really fired up that I'm staying.
And not only is he fired up, somebody asked him about the Niners window. Is this window going to be open for 5 years, 4 years? I love this answer from Christian McCaffrey.
I don't know. I know we got a window this year. That's all I know. So I'm focused on this year and taking it, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 year at a time.
I love that. The NFL's a year-to-year league. Guys get hurt, guys retire, guys get traded, guys get cut. Worried about this year. And is the window open this year? Absolutely.
Of course, as long as you have him and Purdy together, of course it is. It's wild to me. You and I have gone to a bunch of the training camps, and when you walk onto the field for the Niners, it's like, wow, there's Nick Bosa. Wow, there's Fred Warner. Wow, there's George Kittle. And CMC's a bigger star than all of them in terms of play. And Bosa's awesome, but CMC jumped onto a team that was loaded and became the best player overnight.
Unbelievable.
It's the most crazy thing I've ever seen.
And running backs matter, right? Did we move off that? Did we move off that? Running backs, they matter. Philadelphia gave Saquon Barkley a lot of money. Why? Because running backs matter. They help your offense.
Certain running backs matter. With the skill set
but you need a running game, though. What do people say in the playoffs? You need to run the ball.
No doubt.
So running backs do matter. I thought you were going to say, man, I go to Scottsdale, Arizona, And there's Alex Dickerson. There's Mike Krzyzewski. There's Luke Jackson. There's the Rogers brothers. That's where I thought you were going.
Well, they played the Alex Dickerson commercials, the Philly cheesesteak ones, way too long. Yeah. Last night, two old Philly cheesesteak commercials came up.
And I think they were mistakes. I saw that. I texted somebody. I was like,
the greatest eater of a Philly cheesesteak you've ever seen.
Oh, no.
But getting back to that, like, the way McCaffrey goes about, like, he is one of the flashiest players on the field, and then off the field, the way he conducts himself, I mean,
just a pro.
There's not one person who could say anything negative about McCaffrey. His approval rating is unanimous?
I would think so. I mean, he's the same guy I saw at Stanford. He's the same guy. When I used to go to those Stanford pressers, he's the same exact guy.
Yeah, I think he's bulked up a little.
I mean, in terms of like personality, maturity. Yeah, of course he bulked up and got bigger. He had to. He was in college and in the NFL. Good, and
I've said this to you.
I'm saying the way he conducts himself as a professional.
No doubt.
Credit to his parents.
Yes.
Credit to his parents. They've done a great job.
But it's not lost on me that he went about his contract situation in the quietest, behind-the-scenes way, and it played out as fast as it did. But it also speaks to me about how the organization views his importance to the team, where they prioritized it, and they don't want to mess